It's a plastic holding fan. It's got a plastic base and it becomes a fan. It's a very interesting innovation and adaptation of the hand fan. And we don't know who the inventor of this is. That person would not even know that this has worked so well. It's probably put together, assembled together by someone in a small shanty or something, right?
Okay, the next one.
Oh my god, how many questions do you have?
Great.
I don't understand the question. I'm Sarover Zaidi. I am a social anthropologist and I work in the field of design, architecture and the arts. My masterclass is going to be about anthropology meeting design and design inventions. Design inventions are part of society and social anthropology tells you how to understand society deeply. There is an idea in the head of many young people, designers, people who design things, that design is something you do only sitting in a lab. I feel design has always been human-centric, it has been earth-centric, it has been centered around how people live and make their lives. We should never think that, if some big designer is designing, so it will look really nice and interesting. Everybody also has a relationship with aesthetics, beauty, how something looks. So there was a time I used to work in Dharavi in Bombay as a part of a group called Herbs, and it was very interesting. Even the smallest little place you will see, they would put a little outlet for a small plant to grow on, and then they would paint the block out, and it was really like something which I found fascinating, that in the little corners of little houses, people are engaging with putting a small plant there, building a kind of a beautiful corner on the street of Dharavi. Like between rural and urban India, a lot of people who used to have cycle rickshaws or who put a small battery into it so that it can move on battery. That's called the classic Indian jugaad. I think that jugaad should not even be seen as just jugaad. Jugaad is also invention and innovation. If you enter somebody's kitchen, you will see that there are small design hacks done by the user which are part of the kitchen. How they store things, how they have fixed a lid which might have broken, how they have arranged certain racks in the house. If there are older people in the house will look very different. It will have a different relationship to where what is located, where the toilet is, where the steps are, if there are any steps at all. And this is something that I always try and talk to about students, that the first designer, architect, creator that you know is usually, at least in India, the mother. Your design, your products, everything you create is enriched by the presence of a human society around you. So don't forget and don't delete that from your thinking and design thinking. It's a plastic holding fan. It's got a plastic base and it becomes a fan. It's a very interesting innovation and adaptation of the hand fan. And we don't know who the inventor of this is. That person would not even know that this has worked so well. It's probably put together, assembled together by someone in a small shanty or something, right? The idea is to also have a sense of play. Understand different materials, understand how things work, how things are assembled, how things are torn apart. Once I taught something about how to disentangle, something which is like a toaster. How do you pull apart something? Because when you pull apart things, you understand how they've been put together. So the thing is, the creative process and the learning and the design thinking, invention thinking actually starts with not trying to be the grand inventor. It actually starts with just having a sense of play and enchantment towards the world. We have all seen how the older generation actually struggled with touchscreen phones. They were not comfortable with it as the younger generation, which was kind of born into the touchscreen phone, right? The new generation, the millennials. And how the assumption we think that, you get a mobile phone, it will solve everything. It may not. There are people who can't use it. There are people who still struggle with figuring out how to press it, what is the pressure with which you press the screen. So to be able to get the design closer to those who will use it is very important, which means you have to go and understand the social and the different aspects of the social, right? And their habits and their way of life, and understand it very deeply and not superficially. The inventor first should view the world as that the world is there and the world is present and it's full of people. The inventor should know he or she is not withdrawn from the world, and that what the inventor is creating can be used in the world to change people's lives. The inventor should also know people will accept a design or an invention when it works for them, so the inventor needs to know their worlds, and that inventions and designs that work in the world are also things that look nice to people. So not say that, oh, it's a technical object, so it doesn't need to look a certain way. The look and feel is very important. My 5 tips for makers and inventors are: first, go and understand what other makers and inventors are doing. Look for design around you in the everyday. Understand how people are designing around you and how they're using things, and go and understand other people's lives where your inventions and designs will be part of. 5th is keep creating. Don't reach a point where you reach this stage where there's like, okay, this is done and I don't want to do more. Keep inventing, keep creating, keep designing, and yeah, thank you. If you enjoyed my masterclass about the relationships between society, sociology, anthropology, design and invention, don't forget to subscribe to the Inventor Challenge YouTube channel.